Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say Kol Haloyam La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rachakodash. All praise and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well where I learned this truth from. Peace, mercy, and blessings to the hopeful elect that believe in this truth and sincerity. It's your brother Yapa Khan coming through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai from the GMS Cleveland branch. And Lord willing, this be an edifying lesson. You can see as I titled it, we are saved by hope. We are saved by hope, which that's, quoting Apostle Paul in the book of Romans, the 8th chapter, which Lord willing, I'm going to grab that, which hope, it goes back to your expectations, and tell you in Psalms, matter of fact, we're going to go to that real quick. A true believer, a true worshiper of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai's expectation will be that the Lord prophecies, will come to pass, that he will send his only begotten son to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel. But this is Psalms chapter 62 and verse 5. My soul wait thou only upon the Most High. Why? Because once again, we are hoping for Yahweh Shai to return. So we should be waiting only on that. You shouldn't be waiting on, because when you're waiting on something, that's because you're hoping for it to come to pass. You expecting it to come to pass. You shouldn't be waiting or expecting to obtain generational wealth, to further your career in Babylon the Great. While we underneath captivity. No, we should be expecting for this place to go down the drain, and it's circling the drain. We should be expecting on this place to fall and to go out with violence. Should be expected for famines to happen. The famine of the word, the ministry is not gonna be. We're not gonna be prophesying forever. We should be expecting these things to happen. But this Psalm 62, verse 5, my soul wait thou only upon the Most High, for my expectation is from Him. You see, and in times to come, when it's dire out here, when it gets real drastic out here, people gonna be. Their expectation is gonna be coming from Esau Edom. Or they gonna be expected for Esau Edom to come through and bring them salvation through his tiny technology. Which, let's go to Proverbs the 10th chapter real quick. Because you either expecting and hoping in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, or you expecting for the world to continue and you hoping in Esau Edom and his agenda. There is no in between. But this is Proverbs chapter 10. Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 28. The hope of the righteous shall be gladness. Why? Because we hoping for righteousness to be established. It says, but the expectation of the wicked shall perish. You see, the expectation of the wicked, primarily Esau Edom. The so-called white man, beginning with the elites. The global elites, the central bankers that's trying to establish this technocracy. A world governed by technology. Their expectation is going to perish, and right along with the expectations of the wicked of our people, who also expect for them to be able to further Esau Edom's agenda. Whether you being supporting black culture, Mexican culture, Puerto Rican culture, and uplifting those vibrations that Esau Edom has pushed out, all of that is going to perish. Let's read that again. Proverbs 10 and 28. The hope of the righteous shall be gladness, but the expectation of the wicked shall perish. And ultimately, we hoping in the Lord to have mercy on us, because the thing is, the judgment of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is on the earth and is going to increase. One of the latest judgments, that's being talked about is the Maui fire, which I believe, and I'm pretty sure other brothers and elders believe, that Esau Edom, he used his direct energy weapon, which the abbreviation would be DEW, direct energy weapon. He used that to destroy people, and it was all because they covered fields, and they take them away by violence. It tells you in Micah the 2nd chapter, people ain't want to give up their lands, and the houses and people that was murdered by that. So it was people that was murdered by that, but you have celebrities that have mansions on that same island who was not touched. But nonetheless, let's go to Psalms 147 and verse 11. The Lord taketh pleasure in them that fear him, and those that hope in his mercy. The Lord don't take pleasure in none of this wickedness going on. He don't take pleasure in people that's hoping for society to be prolonged here, underneath the rulership of the wicked. No, he take pleasure in those that hope in his mercy. Okay, and then the ones that he gonna deliver ultimately. To go back to the title lesson, we are saved by hope. Let's go to that. Romans the 8th chapter. Romans chapter 8 and verse 24. For we are saved by hope. You see, we are saved by hope. We're not saved by our carnal abilities. We're not saved by the carnal things we may possess, whether it be your car, your house. If you prepping for what's to come, you stocking up on canned goods, you're not gonna be saved by that. It says, for we are saved by hope. But hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? Okay. If we was in a kingdom, why would we have to hope for a kingdom to come? If we was in the kingdom, okay, why would we have to hope that our children don't have to grow up underneath the curses? Okay, that's because we're not in the kingdom, but we hoping for it to come. Okay, it says, for what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? If what we want or what we desire is right before us, what do we have to hope for? But that's not the case. Verse 25, but if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for you. See, patience goes back to your ability to suffer. So we got to suffer being in this wicked ass society, okay, with our enemies ruling over us, okay, our enemies being against us. Speaking of the enemies of the nation of Israel, it's like it's speaking of the nation, the wicked Israelites that are enemies of the gospel. Okay, you got Keisha, you got Pookie, Ray Ray, the majority of the tribes that's not in the fold. How about Shemal Shah? Okay, we gotta suffer them being against us, you know. Now let me read it again. Romans 8 and 25. But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it. Which that lines up with Hebrews 11 and 1. Okay, faith is the evidence of the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You know, because faith is synonymous with hope. But we're gonna go into the word for hope. Okay. What's that? Salakia. Bear me, Baba Kushah. This is the word. Hold on. It's the word for hope in Romans chapter 8 and verse 24. Okay, because it's two different words that's used. Okay, we're gonna go to the first one. Okay.
Strong's G 1680 El Peace. El Peace.
El Peace, because in here in Romans 8:24, I'm gonna read the verse again. Romans 8:24. For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? Okay, so hope can be used as a noun, okay, or it could be used as a verb or action. So this is the noun version. It says El Peace. It says expectation of evil, fear, okay, which that's the expectation of the wicked. For them to establish their NWO, for you to own nothing and be happy, okay? For you to sit on the couch in front of a TV all day with the metaverse goggles on, and the same couch you sitting on is a toilet, so you don't have to get up and worry about going to the bathroom. That's what the expectation of the wicked is. But as I read earlier, it's gonna perish. So it says expectation of evil, fear, expectation of good, hope, okay? It says joyful and confident expectation of eternal salvation, okay? Joyful and confident, okay? And it's that same confidence that we must hold steadfast until the end. Matter of fact, let's go to there real quick. Just real quick in Hebrews. Okay, Hebrews 10 tried to tell you, cast not away therefore your confidence. But I'm gonna go to this. In Hebrews chapter 3, verse 14, for we are made partakers of a Mashiach, okay? Meaning we're gonna be joint heirs with Yahweh Shah. Okay, we're gonna be glad with exceeding joy when his glory shall be revealed. Okay, if we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast unto the end. If we stay confident and hoping in Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah's mercy and salvation that Yahweh Shah is going to bring, if we hold steadfast meaning tightly, okay, being firm, standing stiffly, okay, to the point where you immovable, unshakable, because the things that's coming upon the earth is about to shake up the inhabitants of the earth, and we already see it being manifested. But wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. But going back to this word hope, it says joyful and confident expectation of eternal salvation. You see, so in Strong's definition, it says confidence, faith, hope. So these three things are synonymous. They all are parallel. So let's go to the other word for hope, which is
Strong's G 1679. El Pizzo. El Pizzo.
el pizzo, which this is the verb. The noun was el peace, el peace, which I just was going into. Now this is el pizzo. It says to hope in a religious sense, to wait for salvation with joy and full confidence. Okay, with full confidence, being fully persuaded, persuading your mind. Okay, that assurance. Matter of fact, since I quoted it, I'm gonna go to it. Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 35. Cast not away therefore your confidence, which hath great recompense of reward. Us hoping in the Lord's word to come to pass, we're gonna get rewarded for that. Okay. And that hope is going to show through our actions. Faith is dead without works. That hope is going to show through the things we do, and in time of Jacob's trouble, how we react to certain situations. Okay, when you face to face with a guillotine, okay, when you face to face with famine, you ain't ate in a couple days. Is you going to pray to the Lord and wait for him to come through? Okay, just as he came through for the ancient prophets. That's why scripture say things written in the foretime was written for our learning. So when you read the accounts of how the Lord, delivered the different men of the Lord from famines and swords and persecution, it's supposed to build up your confidence, your faith for the times to come. So when we find ourselves in similar situations, we're supposed to hope for him to do the same things for us, because we're gonna be in the worst time than the earth has ever experienced. So I'm gonna read that again. Hebrews 10 and 35. Cast not away, meaning don't get rid of, don't neglect it. Cast not away, therefore, your confidence, and we know that's a compound word. Con with, fides goes back to fidelity, okay, which is your faith. With faith, cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which has great recompense of reward. Because once again, we're gonna be rewarded for hoping in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. As I read, we are saved by hope. But with that being said, let's go to Sirach, the 2nd chapter. Salak, yeah. This is Sirach chapter 2. Sirach chapter 2 and verse 6. Believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy and go not aside lest ye fall. Okay, we fear the Lord, so it's a certain way we're going to carry ourselves. We're going to apply the scriptures to the best of our ability in every situation. And it said wait for his mercy, because we at the hands of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. He said, fear not thou worm Jacob. A worm is defenseless. Okay, it's defenseless. It has no defense. Our defense is in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And it says, go not aside lest ye fall. Okay, don't try to take another way or another route, because there is no other route. It's a narrow path. It's deep waters on one side, fire on the other. And Sirach 2 and 8, this is the point. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him. Believe what he said he was going to do. Okay, he said he would raise us up in these last days. That's happening. Okay. And we see all the other prophecies being manifested. So it said, believe in him, and why? And what? It says, and your reward shall not fail. If you believe in what the scriptures say, you're going to carry yourself a certain way, and you're going to be rewarded for that. Your reward shall not fail. He is not unrighteous to forget our works and labor of love that we have showed towards his name, as it tell you in Hebrews, the 6th chapter. So let's go from there to Psalms 146 real quick. This is Psalms chapter 146 and verse 5. Happy is he that hath the power of Jacob for his help, whose hope is in the Lord his power. Hold on, let's read it again. Psalms 146 and 5. Happy is he that hath the God of Jacob for his help. Who was the God of Abraham? It's like of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. His true name is Yahweh. His only begotten son's name is Yahweh Shah. So it says, happy is he that hath Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua on his side, basically. Okay, and who has Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua on their side? The elect of the nation of Israel. Okay, those are the ones that will find themselves in a good case in the times to come, and ultimately when Yahweh Shah returns. Okay, because the best place to be when the missiles hit America is outer space. Okay, outside. It's outside of the ozone layer. Okay, which it tell you, you read about that Revelation 15 and 1. Okay, And it said that it was as a sea of glass. But nonetheless, okay, let's read that again. Psalms 146:5. Happy is he that hath the God of Jacob for his help. Why? Because he will be saved by his hope. Okay. As it says, whose hope is in the Lord his power, which made heaven and earth, the sea and all that therein is, which keepeth truth forever, which executeth judgment for the oppressed. Who is the oppressed? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native, and Seminole Indians. They have been being oppressed for the past hundreds of years. Okay. Since the so-called white man, the so-called Europeans came over here and started to rape, rob, and murder and pillage the tribes. They've been oppressed ever since. And the oppression, they fighting daily to oppress us, as the scriptures say. The oppression will not stop until Yahweh returns. It says, which executed judgment for the oppressed. So we hoping that the Lord comes back to execute judgment for the oppressed, which we know he will do, okay, in due time. It says, which giveth food to the hungry. You see, when you find yourself hungry in Jacob's trouble, the Lord is going to come through. He said, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Speaking of the wicked of our people, they're going to be the ones starving to death. But those who were serving the Lord, who was hoping in his word, who believed in the scriptures and had faith, they're the ones that's going to eat. It says, which giveth food to the hungry, the Lord looseth the prisoners. Meaning he's going to free us from this captivity. He already freed us spiritually and mentally, but he's going to physically free us. And also from these chains of darkness, this flesh. You're not going to have to worry about forgetting the scriptures. You're not going to have to worry about what you should do in certain situations. It's just going to come to us when we get those new bodies. We're going to be programmed to do righteousness. Okay? I'm going to read the next verse. Psalms 146:8. The Lord openeth the eyes of the blind, which that's what happened. With us receiving this truth, we received the eye salve to be able to see things for what it is. Okay, we learned, we was able to see that we wasn't black. Okay, we're not Native Americans. We the nation, we the sons of Yasha'Allah from the respective tribe, whether it be Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Manasseh, Asher, Issachar, and so on and so forth. So the Lord opened up the eyes of the blind. Okay, he gave us the spirit to be able to see prophecy and understand prophecy. It says the Lord raiseth them that are bowed down, which that's us being in our lower estate. He is raising us up slowly but surely. It says the Lord loveth the righteous. The Lord preserveth the strangers. He relieveth the fatherless and widow, which those are the ones that you're supposed to have mercy on. Okay. It says, but the way of the wicked he turneth upside down. Okay, and that's what's happening. The expectation of the wicked is perishing. They didn't expect for us to get this truth. They didn't expect for us to raise up on our feet and be prophesying, thousands of camps all over America. So the way of the wicked is being turned upside down right before his eyes, right before our eyes. Okay, so let's go from there to Proverbs, back to Proverbs chapter 11. This is Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 7. When the wicked man dieth, his expectation shall perish. So when the missiles hit America, okay, and other parts of the earth, but mainly America turning it into a lake of fire and brimstone, when the missiles hit over there in the Holy Land and wipe out those so-called JOOs, the small hats who are imposters, and Yahweh Shah returns and zapping people with the concentrated laser beams from the chariots, which the world isn't really called UFOs. When this starts to happen, that's going to be the death of Esau Edom's power structure, okay, his rulership. And it says, when the wicked man dieth, Proverbs 11:7, when the wicked man dieth, his expectation shall perish. The NWO will be over. We will be entering into the Lord's new world order, which will be underneath Yahweh Shah, okay, King David, and the rest of the elect in their respective ranks, okay, establishing righteousness. It says, when the wicked man dieth, his expectation shall perish, and the hope of unjust men perisheth, okay, as well as the wicked of our people, but primarily Esau Edom. Things that they hope in, okay, the scriptures tell you how their inward thoughts, that their dwelling place shall continue forever, roughly paraphrasing. That's why they call the lands after their own names. All of that is going to perish, okay? It's not even going to come into remembrance, as the scriptures say, So, I'm going to get one more and I'm going to close out, I feel like the point was made, Lord willing, is edifying. We are saved by hope. And what you hope in is going to be manifested in the times to come. Whether you hoping in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, or whether you hoping in the world, whatever carnality If you're not hoping in Yahweh Shema Shah through the spirit and in truth, okay, to tell you how the true worshipers will come to serve Yahweh Shema Shah. If you're not hoping in Yahweh Shema Shah in spirit and in truth, you're gonna be confounded. So let's go from there to Psalms. Salakia 119. This is Psalms chapter 119 and verse 81. It says, my soul fainteth for thy salvation, but I hope in thy word. Okay. A true man of the Lord is faint for the Lord's salvation. Okay, I mean, you tired of being in these chains of darkness, you know, just decrepit flesh. You tired of having to put up with the nigga woman, whether it be at your job, in your household, in the store, while you're driving. You tired of all this shit. It says, but I hope in thy word. But at the end of the day, you still hoping Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Okay, and that same hope is what's going to get us delivered. Okay, of course, through the actions that's going to be bestowed because we hope in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So, Lord willing, this is edifying closing. I'm going to say, Kohaloim La Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua B'Hashem Rechai Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach where I learned this truth from. Peace, mercy, and blessings to the hopeful elect that believe in this truth and sincerity. Till next time, I say, Kwame Yasha Allah. I'm a Wathla Baba. Shalom.